Here's the surprising truth. I thought quitting alcohol would be hard, but it turned out to be the best decision I've ever made. I've never been a heavy drinker. In fact, ever since I became a father about 5 years ago, I found myself drinking less and less. At most, it would be a couple of glasses of red wine or maybe a beer, never anything heavy. And yet, I recently made the switch to drinking nothing at all. You might wonder why, especially since I wasn't drinking much to begin with. Well, I noticed that even those small amounts were enough to make me more impatient with my kids and leave me feeling drained and tired. It wasn't just about the quantity, it was about how even a little alcohol seemed to rob me of my energy. And when that happened, it indirectly affected my goal of living a rich and meaningful life, which, as you know, is the theme of this channel. You see, alcohol has this sneaky way of affecting not just our physical health, but our mental state, relationships, and overall well-being. It's like that friend who promises a fun night out but leaves you cleaning up the mess the next day. For me, it was the way alcohol made me more impatient with my kids and drained my energy. And let's be real, trying to parent when you're tired and cranky is like trying to herd cats. You're just setting yourself up for disaster. But it's not just me. Many people experience these subtle yet significant changes. Alcohol can interfere with our sleep, leaving us feeling like a zombie the next day. I mean, who wouldn't want to start their morning with that groggy, "where am I?" feeling? Oh right, literally nobody. And then there's the social aspect. How often have we felt like we need a drink to relax or have a good time? But that reliance is like trying to use a band-aid for a flat tire. It's not really helping, and it might just make things worse. Health-wise, we know alcohol isn't doing us any favors. It's like that house guest who stays too long, messes up your living room, and leaves you to deal with the consequences. From affecting our liver to increasing anxiety and stress levels, even occasional drinking can sneak up on us over time. And let's be honest, can make us less present in our daily lives. When I looked at all of this, I realized how much it was indirectly impacting my goal of living a rich and meaningful life. So what made me finally decide to quit drinking? Well, it all went down one evening at a cozy Italian restaurant. My family and I were out for dinner, and after a long, stressful day, I thought, you know what? I've earned this glass of wine. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Famous last words. But that night I slept horribly. It was one of those nights where you keep waking up and think, is it morning yet? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. The next day I woke up feeling like I got hit by a truck. Groggy, tired, and worst of all, I was snapping at the kids over the silliest things. Not exactly the picture-perfect morning. That was my wake-up call. I realized that having a drink, even a small one, was like playing a game of will I feel awful tomorrow? And let me tell you, I was losing about 50% of the time. Suddenly, those few short hours of feeling relaxed and joyful didn't seem worth the full night of bad sleep and the next day's misery. I knew something had to change if I really wanted to live that rich and meaningful life I keep talking about here. So what happened after I quit drinking? Well, the changes weren't exactly earth-shattering, but they were definitely noticeable. Especially on the days I would have typically had a drink. For one, my energy levels improved. I started waking up feeling more refreshed without that lingering grogginess that used to drag me down. Now, I've always been a morning person, but it felt great to start my day with that extra bit of clarity and energy. I also noticed a clearer focus on those days. The brain fog that sometimes followed a drink seemed to lift, making it easier to tackle my daily tasks. It was like I got a small upgrade to my usual morning routine, which I definitely appreciated. And the biggest shift? I found myself being more present. I had a bit more patience and energy to engage with my kids and my family. Sure, I still have my moments. Parenting isn't suddenly a walk in the park, but I noticed I was less likely to snap or get frustrated. It's like quitting alcohol gave me a slight edge in handling the daily chaos. Overall, these small improvements started adding up. It wasn't like my life transformed overnight, but I could see that choosing not to drink was slowly helping me live that richer, more meaningful life that this channel is all about. So to recap my journey, I was never a heavy drinker, but I noticed that even small amounts of alcohol were affecting my energy, focus, and patience, especially when it came to being the kind of parent I wanted to be. After that eye-opening moment at the Italian restaurant, I decided to quit drinking altogether. Since then, I've experienced some positive changes. My mornings are clearer, my focus is sharper, and I'm more present with my family. These might seem like small improvements, but they've really added up to make a big difference in my day-to-day life. It's helped me live a little closer to that richer, more meaningful life that this channel is all about. One thing that's been incredibly helpful for me in the process is replacing drinking with activities that give me those feel-good vibes for longer. Instead of reaching for a glass of wine, I meditate or do a quick yoga session. These activities help boost serotonin, the feel-good hormone that lasts way longer than a buzz from alcohol. So if you're feeling like alcohol might be holding you back, I encourage you to reflect on your own choices. Maybe try swapping that drink for something that truly nurtures your well-being. You might be surprised at how even small changes can lead to a bigger impact on your life. So that's my story and why I quit drinking alcohol. It hasn't been about drastic overnight changes, but rather those small, meaningful improvements that have added up over time. I hope my journey has given you something to think about and maybe even inspired you to reflect on your own relationship with alcohol. If you've had a similar experience or are considering making a change, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more content about living a rich and meaningful life. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's the small choices we make every day that lead to a happier, more fulfilling life. See you in the next video.